Yeah. Lethal. If he chooses wrong, it's lethal. He chose wrong. Oh, oh God. Oh my God. Everyone, it's the Great Goose. It's this Sunday, so I get to pick, and I felt like grinding through the rest of gold to get to platinum finally. Playing all these other random color card decks throughout the weeks, and my win rate is kind of right around 50. So I thought about more meta decks out there. That wasn't Simic Flash because I hate Simic Flash, and so I went with Rakdos Knights, and wow. The power is so real. My win rate with this deck was insane. But let me tell you a little bit about the deck, how it works, and then we'll get straight to the gameplay. So first and foremost, we have 4 of the Fervent Champion. This guy is what helps start everything off, so to say. He's a 1/1 for 1. He has first strike. They pair up nicely with each other to buff themselves or with the other knights in the deck, which we'll get to shortly. Gutter Bones, you have 4 of those. They're a 2/1 body for 1 CMC, not bad. Plus, they can recur. If you're going against a more control-y deck or something prone to board wipes, you know you can count on these guys to potentially come back. And in a way, that's sort of a card value engine. 4 of Knight of the Ebon Legion. These guys are kind of your powerhouse of the deck overall. I wouldn't necessarily say they're your finishers, but they are the ones who kind of are your mid-range in a way. They start off kind of innocuous as a 1/2, so they can chump block maybe a little bit. Yeah, you can attack through 1/1s, you know, whatever. But it's when you get to 3 mana that it really starts becoming a scary thing for the opponent, because you can basically attack through most anything, and your opponent will have to make that decision of, well, is he going to, at the last minute, spend the mana and become a 4/5 with Death Touch? That's an option they have to always weigh. Plus, if you end up getting 4 damage through one way or the other in any given turn, he starts to slowly creep up permanently with +1/+1. He can get buffed up as well from the Fervent Champion. So much synergy with the deck. 4 of Blacklands Paragon. It's pretty sneaky. It's basically a 2 CMC instant removal spell in a way, because anything that's attacking into any of your creatures, you flash them in, you give the Death Touch, well, just to your knights, but any of your knights who are on the board, you flash them in, you get Death Touch on them, and then you just took down a Lovestruck Beast with your Fervent Champion or whatever. Or you can cast it on itself. So there's always going to be a target if you're casting it, in other words. Plus, you can flash it in at the end step, and then so the next turn you're swinging in with a 3/1. That damage adds up quickly in this sort of deck. 4 of Stormfist Crusader. I'm tempted to say that this is the strongest 2 CMC creature card in Standard right now. It's 2/2 for 2. Not amazing, but it has Menace. Okay, and what else? Well, it deals damage to your opponent and draws a card for you each turn. Yes, technically that's a double-sided effect. You both get 1 damage and you both draw a card, but the thing is, this synergizes with our deck really well, in the sense that the damage is good because you're trying to burn them down over time, enough to get them within lethal range. Also, you enable Spectacle. There's a couple cards we'll get through here that you want to be able to cast for their cheaper cost, because, you know, overall this is a low land count deck and you want to be casting everything as efficiently as possible. Also, the trigger doesn't happen until it bounces back to your turn, so you get the first card draw, so that's worth noting too. That's quite important. Procs that 1 additional damage to try and get to that 4 for your Knight of the Ebon Legion to grow 1 more. There's just so many great things about this card in this deck. It synergizes beautifully. You got 4 of the Murderous Rider. Sometimes I think 4 of in this main board is a little bit too much, but you can't deny that it's powerful and that its utility is crazy. You get to, for 3 CMC, kill any creature, any planeswalker. Yes, it does 2 damage to yourself, but generally you're the one who's trying to be applying the pressure, not them. And you can also bring them down as a 2/3 with lifelink that also happens to get buffed from your Fervent Champion because he's a knight too. or he could be a target for your Blacklands Paragon. He's just so good in the deck. You have 4 of Rotting Regisaur. These guys are your 3 CMC answer this or you lose card. 7/6 threatens basically anything in standard right now except the highest of the high creatures, and since it comes down at such a low mana cost, generally they're not going to be able to answer it with creatures themselves. They have to have some sort of removal to have any hope of coming back at that point. And you might wonder about the discard. Yeah, the discard kind of sucks, especially if you have 2 on board. You're getting rid of 2. But with the card draw extra you might get from the Stormfist Crusader, it tends to equal out. Plus you can order your triggers on your upkeep. Make sure you go in your options and you change that. Then you can order the Stormfist Crusader to draw first, so you get that 1 extra card to see what you want to discard. However, of course, if you do have 0 cards in your hand, make sure that you do the discard trigger first and then use Stormfist Crusader to draw that card. Plus, if you have some gutter bones, you can kind of use them as your discard ammunition, because when you discard something, it goes to the graveyard, and obviously gutter bones can be cast from the graveyard if you've dealt damage and you can pay the 2 mana to bring them back. It's not often that'll happen, but it's worth noting too. So now your headliner, the Embercleave, 4 of. Sometimes I think 4 of in the main board's just 1 too many, but you can't go wrong with 4 of also. So with this flash, you get to attack with your creatures, and then however many creatures you have, it decreases the cost by 1. So the very minimum you can cast this card for is the red cost. So always keep that in mind. It gives your creature first strike and trample, so you're generally able to plow through whatever creature's trying to block you, kill it without taking any damage, and then trampling the rest through to the opponent. You get this on your Rotting Regisaur, and all of a sudden you're doing 18 damage no matter what. You can't get chump blocked, in other words. And that's usually a game-winning play if you can even swing once with the Rotting Regisaur and the Embercleave. 4 of Drillbit, when you're able to get the proc off, like say for example the Stormfist will automatically do it for you on your upkeep, or if you deal any damage just for the cost of a black, you're able to not only look at their entire hand, but pick out any non-land and get rid of it. This is obviously a better version of Duress in those instances, and you're going to need to use it basically against any deck. For a cost of a black to get rid of their biggest threat, no matter what it is, that is so powerful. For lands, we only have 24, including 2 Castle Lock Thwain. We need that card draw sometimes. 4 of Tournament Grounds. It's very imperative to say how powerful these are. They let you cast any of your knights or your equipment as a black or a red. So it gives you that extra red for Embercleave if you need it. It gives you that extra black if you need it for Murderous Rider. You know, it can switch hit. They're very, very strong in this deck. So for our sideboard, we have 3 of Bone Crusher Giant. I think these are pretty good overall if you need to get some early game damage going against something like a Simic ramp. You just need to get kind of under them and apply some damage. The 3 CMC for a 4/3 body, plus the potential to stomp out a Risen Reef or something, or Paradise Druid that's tapped. It's just so good. 2 of Duress. Duress in any black deck sideboard I think is a must. So I think 2 is just fine because we have 4 Drillbit. Against control you want to sideboard these in, and then you have 6 cards, the Drillbit and the Duress, that are going to mess up your opponent's hand. 3 of Embereth Shieldbreaker. Honestly, I haven't seen much of the sacrifice/food decks lately, but when you see those, or if you see like some Lucky Clovers, that's when you sideboard these guys in. You got to get rid of those artifacts for just the cost of a black at sorcery speed. Getting rid of an artifact is very powerful, and they're not too bad for a 2/1 body either. Plus, they synergize with the whole Knights thing, so that's good. 2 of Massacre Girl. Obviously, we have really no board wipes other than her. So if we go against something that gets wide and gets big at the same time, maybe like Golgari Adventures or like Teamer Clover Adventures possibly, or even against aggro, if you can survive till turn 5, it'll destroy their whole board, plus you'll be left with the 4/4 Menace. 2 of Noxious Grass. So much green out there still these days. You'll see the occasional white. But for 2 CMC instant speed to get rid of a creature or planeswalker of those colors and gain a life, Too powerful not to put in. 3 of Spawn of Mayhem. So it's interesting that these guys didn't make it to the main board, but certain decks you go up against, think maybe for example like a Fires of Invention, they use Deafening Clarions a lot, and so it won't kill them. Or certain decks where they primarily want to hit you down with the fairies, the 3/1 fairies, and this guy's a 4/4. They can't match that. Or if you're going up against a deck with a lot of blockers, usually on the ground, maybe some sort of Simic ramp with the land creatures, with the Risen Reef, you could potentially put them in to fly over and hit Nissa or hit face. All in all, guys, as I said before, Rakdos Knights are super strong right now. If you're trying to grind through gold, they're definitely a good deck to pick up, and they're not incredibly difficult to pilot. I got quite a wide variety of matchups here to show you. I think you can learn a lot. I know I learned some things as I went through there, and I'll explain them to you. And also, if you're just trying to grind, Rakdos Knights is a relatively quick deck to play, meaning typically make it to turn 4, turn 5, generally at the latest, and the match is decided one way or the other. It's not like Azorius Control where matches can last 30 minutes to an hour each, but these will help you quickly either win or lose. But my win rate has been high with this. I suggest you get on it while you can, guys. And if you would like to see a random daily deck tech, if you're new to this channel, please consider liking or subscribing. I make a video every day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, so Rakdos Knights. This looks like a decent opening hand. Not the best ever, but we can make it work. Fervent Champion, right? So he's going to be more aggro than us. He's pure mono red. You see that, you think that. So he's going to have to shock this down or stomp it or something, because he could still attack into me and get the proc from the spitter to draw his light up the stage. So he's checking this out like, oh crap, yeah, it's got first strike. So he used his shock. That's pretty good. The unfortunate thing here is, do I want to shock in a Gutter Bones? And I think the answer is no, because this tournament ground's only for knights, and he's not a knight. Next turn we can Rotting Reggie. He's going to have a lot of problems getting through that. Does he not have a second land? He literally does not have a second land. Do I Drill Bit? Really, I can only play any one of these cards. He has so many threats, though. I know he does. Yikes. He has a lot of threats right here. Let's get rid of the Steamkin, though. So he's going to be able to proc the light up the stage, which is fine. He's going to do it. He has to sacrifice one here. He has to draw cards because he has to get his land. Light up the stage, get a land. Wow, he actually didn't. I still don't want to shock myself. And these guys with the recursion, it's pretty cool. We're going to hold back again. He's got to be getting a land here. Alright, he finally did. Lava Coil, Scorch Spitter. He might just Lava Coil that. I have another one, though. This is fine. He still can't attack. I'm slowly building up a force here. A force to be reckoned with. Ho ho! Yes, I am. Put this bad boy down, right? Even though I have to discard. Next turn, potentially Embercleave. Yeah. So he's just behind the curve at this point. Okay. Well. Sorry. Sorry, dude. Yep. Swing in. Oh my god. So bad. Okay, well. Yeah, so, alright, mono red. Mono freaking red. We need low to the ground stuff. A board clear like Massacre Girls, devastating. Pretty decent body here with Spawn of Mayhem. But let me just make sure here that these are the right ones, because, yeah. Blacklands Paragon are good, but usually only for trading up, honestly. Or getting extra damage in, and all we need to do to survive. 2 less of the Embercleave. We don't need a finisher per se. We just need to survive. The Butter Bones. The Gutter Bones are too slow. They come in as a non-blocker. The recursion's nice and all, but they're too expensive. You got to pay 3 to basically get them back on the board. I can't do that. Yep, this is much better, much better. And I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of one of the lands. Seems controversial maybe, but long story short, yeah. Long story short, he'll be annoyed by that again. But with the Stormfist Crusader coming down, even though it's going to damage me, I'll start getting the procs so we can drill bit, draw cards, get that land. So he's got to stomp and or shock. Yep. I thought about playing the knight first there to chump block him, but I thought he was going to have an answer one way or the other. So here, yeah, we'll do this. If I had if I had 2 blacks, I would have played both of these. But also, I guess I would rather have them kill off my Crusader right now. If they don't kill the Crusader off, he's in trouble. He is. Oh boy, he's in trouble. Because I'm going to get the proc. I'm hopefully going to draw a land, which I did not, but I did get the proc. So that is interesting. I think I still want to keep him alive. I need a drill bit. I don't want to, but I need to. So he has all of this card draw. We can't let him have that. So I can chump block the Scorch. He's going to swing in for 4 plus 1 damage from Stormfist is 5. So I'm taking some damage here. I really want to get another land here. Shock stinks, but he chose not to. Okay. Wait, he can though. I don't know why he let that go through. So I think we lost regardless. We just didn't draw lands. So let's go ahead and concede. It doesn't matter. Like, we have plenty of awesome plays, but we can't play them. So let's just go ahead and be on the play. Let's be on the play and not mulligan. How about that? Hopefully this guy won't have 1, maybe 2 light up the stages in his opening hand for one of these games. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. So Fervent is good. He can basically block indefinitely against the Scorch Splittars. He might have a Fervent champion here, whatever. Oh. Need a 3rd land. We can't get screwed on 2 lands like last match. That's just not gonna fly. If we get 1 more land, we get a Rotting down, and I don't know how he answers that, honestly. He always has stomps, he always has shocks, and we always are not drawing what we need. Let's attack first. He won't block. 1, 2. Man, oh man. Where's our 3rd land? We just can't we can't win on 2. You gotta have 3 at least in this deck. Oh my gosh. He's at 3 lands. He's at 4 with a Castle Embereth even. Now he's just gonna pop off. Don't have a shock. No? He might have a shock here to try and trade up. What are you doing, dude? There you go. Okay. Alright. He has to get through Reggie. How's he get through Reggie, man? It's going to be double Reggie. That's how I'm going to win. That's the only way. So that's for light up the stage or something. course, he has multiple Scorch Spitters in the opening, and where's your light up the stage, dude? There it is. Good job. So he's gonna chain and go off. So essentially, he's just going for Torbrand. That's how he wins. I think it's Torbrand or bust. He could swing in for 4, right? And then he'd get me down to like shock range. And I would gladly trade, I guess, at this point against a runaway Steamkin. He's using up his good cards. He's sacrificing his proc creatures. I have the second dude right here. Let's draw first. Let's get rid of Ember, right? Do I? It's Ember. Kinda stinks. This doesn't stink though. Holy moly cannoli oil. Let's go for it. Woo! Woo! Alright. Bye. He has all those cards, so we can't let him just chain them all off. But it's good that he's using it on his on my turn. He has to, I guess he has instants that are maybe 3 or less, so he didn't see the point in doing that. The only question is, do I want to shock in anything here? And the answer is, I don't freaking know. I think I swing in with Reggie Boy and Storm Boy. Is he gonna chump, or is he gonna take it to the face? He's just trying to, I guess, win that way, huh? I don't need to shock this in. Kind of stinks that I don't have that Embercleave now, but I'm about to put another Reggie and a Fervent down, I think. No, you can't. That's not good enough, dude. That is not good enough. Look, I'm even drawing lands. So, I don't need the land right now, do I? Psst, thanks. I could even do a lifelinker. Let's see how he reacts to this. Chump block in 2? Yep, he is on the back against the wall here. But the problem is, buddy boy, I got 2 blockers here, and they ain't gonna die. They ain't gonna die. Got my land. Woo! We're going up against this platinum guy, our Knights Rakdos. Looks like a good opening hand. Drill bit, murderous. Ooh, ooh. Some more Simic. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And if it's the type of Simic that I hate the most, which is Simic Flash, you want your Knight of the Ebon Legion down first. So I think the play here is going to be, we Fervent our boy. Okay. He won't block. But he wasn't expecting the drill bit, was he? So, okay, I hate Night Pack. I hate him more than anything in the world, but he only has 1 now, and I can Murderous Rider him. Him. This next turn, now we threaten with Knight of the Ebon Legion. Yep. This is actually weird. How do I want to do this? I have to kill the wolf pack as soon as he comes down. Let's just attack with Knight. Bounce. You ready? No bounce. Okay. Do I want to pump up? Is he going to block? I don't think he is. Alright. I get too much value by putting these 2 down. And I know they're not getting countered. So I'm wide, and that's scary to him. He has Wolfpack, and he can't cast it. Wow. But he can bounce. So he can bounce. Plus he has 2 other spells. I don't know what they are. We're swinging in with everything here. Yes, we are. And you know what we could even do is cleave his freaking face. This is amazing looking. How are we going to do this? Wow. So 1, 2. I predict a bounce. I think that's all he's got. And then his dude would buff up to a 3, right? Buff up to a 3. Okay. Now he wants to kill one of our dudes. Oh, this is so rude. I almost feel bad, but I don't, because when you play Simic Flash, I hate Simic Flash. Alright, and let's get him back, and he buffs up. And turn. Woo! That looks pretty devastating. Murderous Rider. It's too good, too good. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is lethal. This is lethal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, you ready? What you got? What you got? He's gonna concede. Doesn't matter, I'll pick whatever here. Watch. Oh yeah, it's going on him. And it doesn't matter beyond that. Good. Good, good, good. Simic Flash. Get out of here. Get that crap out of here. Duress is yes. Though Noxious, yes. Flyers are good. They can handle the fairies no problem. Plus they deal damage if we get to a stalemate. Gutters are not good enough. Black Lance are a good little surprise. I think Rotting Reggie is not good enough as a 4 of. And 1 less of the Embercleave. Okay. The Spawn of Mayhems are just so good. There's nothing they can answer that with besides a massive Krasis. This doesn't look bad either. I wish I had a Stormfist Crusader or a 3rd land. You know, these knights are great, but I need at least a 3rd land to get these guys worth anything. Maybe I can attack here. He's going to want to flash in, isn't he? He's a weird one like that. But this lets us do more damage because the Fervent at least will go through. He probably has a Brineborn here. Or is he going to counter it? What's he doing? He's scared of the damage. So let's drill first. Let's drill while we can, in other words. Let's get knowledge on this dude. Alright, well. Yeah. Let's just stop that from even coming down. So he has counter and land. Good to know. Good to freaking know. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. No blockers. Pump. Nice. He's getting bigger now. This is just excellent. I think he's done. I think he is really done. Wow. 5-6. Bounce? 5-6. And he's not even gonna... So now he's just gonna keep chump blocking. When they get the Night Pack Ambusher on the board, it is scary. Because now I have to... Yeah, now he's gonna chump block every turn. And I know he has 1 counter. So this is where I hope he counters. Just do it, dude. Just do it. Come on. Counter him. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Is he gonna be greedy? Yep, he's gonna be greedy. Look at this. So what do I want to have countered, right? I want to get rid of his counter. So he's going to counter it. Or I'll get rid of it. One way or the other. But now I can start playing these other guys. One more black and I can Murderous Rider. But, you know, I'm not sure. I'm thinking he probably doesn't have an extra counter here. He's drawing so lucky now. And he got rid of a land. That's good, I guess. My dude's getting even bigger, which is great and all. But once again, it doesn't matter if I can't finish him off. He can push in for 7 damage here, pretty much without any you know, negative benefit to him. This is bad. This is really bad. If he counters this, we lose. Wow. I mean, there's a very, very, very small chance, but so yeah, if he just holds up and he has counters, he's getting a 3/3 every turn. Not to mention he can flash in another night pack, and all of a sudden they're 4/4s and stuff. So 6/9. I think we lost. He's drawn too many. I think he's drawn too many, folks. This is it. If he counters or wolfs us or bounces us, it's over. Alright, so we figured that was coming. Good job, Simic Flash player. You're so good at the game. Yes, you are. Yep. I have to guarantee a turn 2 here. Alright, whatever. So card draw is amazing for us here. Plus, with Menace, I get to start swinging on in. Let's get a black. Let's get a black. Let's get a black. Okay, so we didn't get our black, but we have 2 drill bits. So the answer here is obviously going to see if he wants to counter us. Probably not. But we get to start chunking him down, don't we? Chunking him down. Bounce. The question becomes, do I drill bit or a Stormfist? I think I Stormfist. I have to keep applying pressure, going a little bit wide, and then I use my drill bits to try and get him down and blow his counters. The Menace is really good. The 1/1 first strike's really good. He is out of lands. I am feeling really good right now, actually. I wish I had so many swamps. This is terrible. We're essentially at a stalemate because I can't freaking draw any swamps. I would be destroying him if I could get these drill bits to go off. gosh, man, this is terrible. Wow, he's out of counters for once. I could have Embercleave, but it wouldn't have been lethal. So let's get rid of his turn 4 plays here, whatever you want to call it. Counter on that. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh! Oh no! This is really scary, but the worst is going to be if it's Frilled Mystic time. That would be the worst. I think we might have enough to squeak this one out, but holy crap, look at that hand. Oh my gosh. So he has a counter. I think he's just gonna wait. He's not gonna Krasis for 2. There's no way. That would be insane. Right? Oh shoot, man. Look at this. Oh my gosh. 3, 4, 5. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is a bit on the absurd side. Let's put it all on our dude here. Yeah. Lethal. If he chooses wrong, it's lethal. He chose wrong. Oh. Oh god. Oh my gosh, he chose wrong. Alright, Rakdos Knights. It's the Grey Goose versus the Moose. We got an all black looking hand here, and this is our platinum match. If we win this, we're in platinum. He mulled down to 6. He mulled down to 5. Let's go to game 2. Let's go, come on. He still has a chance, I guess. But look at this. We're just gonna be boning him to death. Or as I called him earlier, Butterbones. Buttergones. Ooh, this is even better. I like it, I like it. I think he has an opt. He might be like Azorius Control. Oh boy. Well, we're drawing. We got Reggie. Oh, this looks like a good time, honestly. I'm having fun already. No! Izzet Flash? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So we have no hasty boys, so just go ahead and swing in and see how he responds. Okay. Okay. Alright. So we have a swamp we can get rid of. We really don't need this much mana this early. Means he got a bounce or something. I think he do. I think he do. Alright, what do we want to get rid of? Has he got a bounce and he's going to use it now? Wow, you're so cool. Good job, man. So he blew his old load right there, which wasn't much. So what do we want to get rid of? We want to put him back down. We know he's super scared. Gutterbones is a good one to go. We got all this mana. We can get him back if we really want. Or we can just... Here we go. We can Embercleave him. So the fact that he mulled down to 5 really is good because he would have had a lot more ammo here, and it's coming down to the wire now. This could be it, so to say. If he has a counter or if he has a bounce, he still lives, but it's coming close. Are you kidding me? Wow, I haven't played up against this, but I've heard of it. So what do we not need? Gutter again. Gutter is just our discard body. Alright, so we just, we win. Like, if he chooses to... Oh, actually, I don't have a freaking second red, do I? But, I mean, it's still lethal. What's he gonna do for 1 red? What's he gonna do for 1 red? Is he gonna chomp the frickin' flyer? No, he's not. Bye. Alright. So I don't know how to play up against this really. It's a card draw, bounce, flash. So duresses seem really nice. That thing, I don't think it was an artifact. I'm pretty sure it was an enchantment. That's not good enough. Spawns are good. They can deal with their flyers in the air. Bone Crusher might be as well, because they can zap down the flyers. Duresses are good, but only for the discard. Oops. I mean, Gutter Bones are good, but just as the discard options. I don't think they're going to be good enough here. Black Lands, I don't think we need to flash them in to get rid of their creatures. More that we need to just push and be a bully ourselves. 4 of Murderous Rider seems a bit ambitious. But I guess their utility of being able to come down either side works enough. So this is it. This is match point for Platinum. Let's get out of this gold. The grind has been real this month. Got a mulligan. Got to keep. And wow. Okay. So we kept all 7. And he's on the play. We know he's going to be drawing and zapping and all this crazy stuff. Alright, we have enough land to get our Knight of the Ebon Legion pumped up when we get to turn 3. Oh my goodness. The problem is he can just bounce, right? That has to die. I know from experience that 100% has to die. That is the combo piece of the whole deck. I didn't know he was going to run those, but I've seen what happens before when they play those. Okay, so this is unfortunate. Yeah, it is. I am 1 off from being able to Embercleave the boy. He can't block though. No, he can't. So he can deal. He's going to deal 3 damage. It'll go to the Knight. But this next turn, I'm going to almost have lethal with the Embercleave. So he's going to be up against the wall here. He went all in basically to do that. Yep, he sure did. I have to guarantee my Embercleave. Alright, so the question becomes, is he going to chump? I don't think he is. Ha ha ha! Platinum! Pew!